Okay, so I did a little bit of this off screen. As you can see, I used Inktense and my water brush. This is the Pentel. I think this is the largest one. If you can see it, it's kind of large. Anyways, I used the iris blue and the antique white because I have a somewhat small set. Now what I did was I used the antique white down at the bottom, and then I blended in the iris, and then I got it wet. I like this for the distance because I don't want it to be bright blue back there, because usually that's not the case on a horizon. So, and then up here, what I did was I just got the brush, I got the paper wet, and then I dabbed it onto the pencil, and then I blended it in onto the paper, and I did that all the way around the top. I like the effect. I like the way it looks patchy, because that gives the illusion that there are some, mild clouds, not real, deep clouds. But I wanted to go ahead and do part of this with you, but I have to turn it at an angle so I can actually color it. I'm using a paper towel. I do use it for dabbing and blotting. Got a couple of areas where I had a little bit more than I wanted, so I had to blot some of that off while it was still wet. But anyway, so we're going to just do this. I don't put a real thick layer down. I just putting a little bit down to give it some kind of blending into the blue. So it's not real thick. You can't even see it on this paper. So I'm just trusting that it's there. So anyway, so I'm gonna just do that to about right here. Like that. And then I'm going to go in with this pencil, and I'm super light. Now this might be a little bit wet, so I'm going to start up here at the top, because I was just doing this and I thought, you know what, I want to put it on do some video, so just get it really light on here. Hopefully you can see it. I hope. And then that's as far as I go right there. And I'll go all the way down. And I'm doing it in horizontal lines, here like you would with water. Except for it's the sky. Okay, and then get a little bit of moisture onto the aqua pen. And let's just get it in there. As you can see, it kind of pushes it along. And with this, you don't really want it to sit too long because it will create a line. And as I'm doing this, I'm kind of squeezing to get some of this water out of the pen at a little bit faster rate. And as you go down, it will just blend with the white, with the antique white. Just like that. And now, what I can do is, if I want just a tiny bit darker, just drawing a line, just running it across just once onto this wet brush, and it gives it just a line, because I do want it to blend with the other side. I want to look somewhat similar, so it doesn't look like I did it, you know, at a whole separate, you know, time. I think that looks good right there. So I like that. So that's Inktense. And I probably will go over it with the colored pencils. And then down here, I just used, because I want a base for the snow, because you have to have shadows. So what I did was I put, because, you know, in my imagination, there's bushes there that are covered up with snow. So, and they'd be bushes that probably would have some green on it, some shades from fall. So what I did was I used I used the let's see, the green gold. Is green gold, and then I used the May green, and then I used the warm gray 1, and I just used a tad of a super light layer of the sepia, dark sepia, just super light over it in some of the areas I wanted a little bit darker to look like shadow. And that was it with that. And then and then the fronts I just used the warm gray 1 right there. So that is where I'm at with that. I'm liking the way it's looking. And so I printed this on a vellum paper. It's a 67 pound. I think it's 147 GSM, I think it is. But it seems to be holding up pretty well. It did ripple a little bit here, but as you can see, I have it clamped, you know, down. It's just on my drawing palette. And that way, hopefully it will stay flat. And it did. It worked quite well. So, it's looking good. Very pleased. Let me know what you think so far.